Before I recorded this video, I did a poll in the YouTube community asking who they trust more to be their relationship coach. And this is what they said. 65% trust the gray color more than the light blue, which only 35% would trust. But here's the major issue. I purposely chose one of the worst colors for Hannah's spectral type, and people still trusted this gray color more than the light blue color, which is in fact a coherent color for her spectral type. So in this video I will explain why, and why it is also dangerous to now believe that you can just wear whatever. Now, what I did not ask the community is whether they would invest 10K in Hannah's relationship coaching program. In that case, the majority wouldn't, because to trust someone with such a large investment, they need to be sure that you are operating from 100% vitality. They need to be sure that you are 100% capable of guiding them through the entire program without being exhausted or letting them down. And if they don't see the evidence of vitality in your visual image, they will not trust you enough with an investment. And this is one of the reasons why you may be stuck in your business. And here's the most important part that I want you to remember from this video. Trust colors are always relative, not only to your specific spectral type, which is as unique as your fingerprint, but also relative to the occupation and service that you are providing. In Hannah's case, being a relationship coach, people trust her more wearing warm colors. Even though gray is technically not a warm color, in comparison to the light blue, it appears warm. And this goes for the entire relationship niche, that people will trust you more if you are wearing warm colors relative to your spectral type. And here's the challenge. Clients may trust you to follow you on social media and share their experiences with you. But if you wear dissonant colors, like this gray, even if it appears warm, they will not trust you enough with their money or to guide them, and especially not high ticket. Now, the more incoherent your colors are, the lower the price people expect to pay for your services. The same goes for when you appear too warm and when you don't show enough visual competence, which is the danger for Hannah's natural spectral type. On average, leaders are globally losing 35% of their potential authority due to incoherent, dissonant colors and overall fragmentation in their visual image. In her late 30s, Hannah's cute and soft features suggest a caregiver and high empathy archetype as a personal brand. This initially creates a magnetic pull, making her highly approachable once people get over the visual dissonance, which will take more work on Hannah's side. Depending on the level and severity of your dissonance and fragmentation in your visual signal or visual image, you may need 10 to 20 years longer to build trust as a personal brand. And in Hannah's case, she has been on the verge of burnout not just once. Without calibration, she struggles to be taken seriously. Now, the brain of her peers and potential clients miscategorize her empathy as subservience rather than leadership. Her cute aesthetic signals accessibility, not exclusivity. And high net worth clients pay a premium for sovereignty, not a friend. Because she lacks the visual structure, she appears safe to negotiate down. So clients consistently expect her to lower her prices. Her washed out and overly soft color palette invites others to dump their mental load onto her. She is projecting a harbor signal instead of a commander signal. She often feels like a pushover, but really doesn't know why. Now, based on her anatomy, she likely has a mezzo-soprano voice type, which is the medium female voice type. And in her effort to build trust with others, she may do two things. She may exaggerate by speaking in her head voice, so artificially increasing the pitch of her voice to sound even softer, including excessive amounts of air, to not offend anyone if that's the case, which triggers the observer to constantly interrupt her. Or she may feel she needs to lower her voice artificially to sound authoritative, which triggers an even bigger distrust signal because that is not her natural voice, and whenever you try to speak with an unnatural voice, people feel the gap. And this is what causes distrust. And here's the problem for Hannah. Because she has a feminine polarity in her spectral type, but also in her vocal type, she's often perceived as nice rather than southern. Her current wardrobe likely leans into pastel colors and neutrals that wash her out, reinforcing a junior signal rather than a global leader signal. And when she stands on a stage or is presenting on socials, her softness is misread by the observer's brain as a lack of structure and confidence. Thus, she attracts clients that are looking for a friend with a discount rather than a professional leader who guides them through a serious transformation, saving their relationship. And here's the reason why this gray color poses spectral dissonance and fragmentation for her spectral type. It has the wrong hue, but also the wrong chroma. And this makes her appear blurry because there is really no focus, and her skin tone and hair color appears grayish and washed out because the gray color is not able to help the skin and hair reflect the right frequencies within the visible light spectrum. This color also results in preorbital hollows, which means it increases the darkening of the area under the eyes, signaling biological exhaustion. You can also observe shadow pooling of the lines in the nasolabial folds from the nose to the mouth, creating a sagging effect that mimics aging. The hue, but also the chroma, separate the head from the body, which is what I mean by fragmentation. This creates the floating head phenomenon. In this state, it will be very difficult for her to build trust. For that to happen, you need to have full body presence and one focus point, which should be your face or your eyes primarily. With this shirt color, she has a visual warmth of around 5% and visual competence of around 15%. If people had no comparison, like with the light blue color, she would appear too cold, like she's trying to hide or be invisible. She will come across as shy and timid and not confident at all. By the way, to measure how much dissonance and fragmentation you are currently displaying across your visual and vocal image, you can get your authority score at the link in the description. The data so far shows that leaders are operating at around 70% of dissonance and fragmentation on average. Now, when your spectral frequency is misaligned, as with this gray color, the observer's brain, specifically the amygdala, detects visual fatigue rather than vitality. And vitality is one of the aspects that potential clients need to see and observe in your visual image to build trust with you. This washed out effect creates a perception delta for the observer, a gap between your internal expertise and your external signal. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if your visual image is not reflecting your internal state, it will be impossible for anyone to recognize your internal power. To correct this, I calculate your human spectral coherence code, which is very unique to you, with the first science-based ray spectral analysis that is able to handle all 8 billion spectral types globally with the highest level of accuracy. Using my ray spectral library of over 4,000 samples, I handpick 48 coherent frequencies for your wardrobe calibration. So I move you from visual homelessness to a calibrated and unassailable unified field. When your wardrobe's hue matches your biometric route, it unlocks maximum vitality. The fabric stops stealing the light from your face and starts reflecting it into your features, sharpening your silhouette and restoring your biological radiance. Trust is not built on your words, which most leaders tend to focus on explicitly. Trust is built on coherence between your visual and vocal image. And this is a basic law of physics. This true blue frequency drives the attention to her face. There we have the main focus point. It creates calm and trust in the audience. She now exudes 100% of warmth, despite the color blue being cool, and she exudes 100% of competence. She appears approachable, professional, accomplished, and in full control. The right hue and chroma creates a full body presence without overpowering her polarity profile. From completely washed out, ignored, invisible, and interrupted, she goes to fully coherent and a unified field. Now, if she wanted to tune her wardrobe to her specific business goals, I recommend to be aware of 3 typical areas in your business. The first level that you need your audience to make aware of is the problem that they are having. The second level that they need to become aware of is the specific result that they get after solving their problem. And the third level is helping them see you as the only solution. Because Hannah is a relationship coach and people will very quickly trust her if she's wearing warm colors in accordance to her spectral type, she can wear a soft coral color. It has 100% warmth, but it only shows 20% of competence. And yet it will be the right color that she can use to help her prospects become problem aware. When she darkens the same frequency that I've shown you before, it shows 100% warmth still, and the competence increases now to 40%. This is the right color that she can use to help her prospects become results aware. Because to become results aware, they need to know that you have leadership skills. And for level 3, she can use a different frequency in the right chroma and depth, which is this one, which exudes 100% warmth, still because it is in the warm color spectrum, but it increases the competence significantly to 100%. This is the right color that she can use to help her prospects see her as the only solution. Remember, even if your features may appear similar to Hannah, your colors will be very different for different functions. And because trust colors are dependent not only on your spectral type, but also on your niche, on your audience, and the stage that your audience is in, you get a functional protocol within your spectral calibration, so you know which colors to wear for specific settings to avoid major mistakes. And if this video was helpful, the next video will help you understand why you cannot solve colors through traditional color systems.